So today we're going to make this gorgeous watercolor butterfly card. Now, the first thing you want to do is unpack this. Yours is going to be a lot cleaner. You're going to get this cheap little chintzy brush like this in your kit. You know what you do with it? This thing? Chuck it. Bye-bye. You're going to get two other brushes. You're going to get a small brush and a Mr. Fuzzy. That's a little bit larger, and that's all you need for this, to paint this gorgeous butterfly. So, as you see, this is what the card's going to look like. I painted it like this on this side, so that way I can paint and teach on this side. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to take your awesome little card, this right here, fold it. And it's your choice. If you want to do it this way, you can, or if you want to do it this way, you can. But that way, it's on the front of the card. Now, I suggest that you take it and you put it on the table because watercolors can drip, and you don't want it dripping down. I'm just going to teach this way so that way you can see much better. And I haven't figured out the camera to have it facing down. So we're going to do it this way. So the first thing you want to do is take your beautiful watercolors, dun dun dun. Take Mr. Fuzzy brush, your bigger brush, dip it in some water. This is my water right here. So dip it in the water. Now you're going to want to dip and get your black a little bit wet. So it's right here. So get your black, your blue, your green, your red, your orange, your yellow, your purple, your white. Now yours won't be as dirty as mine, but it's okay if it gets a little dirty. Yeah, I said it. So we're gonna get the black a little damp just so we can get some color out of it. Then we're gonna take our smaller brush. Now your smaller brush, all the handles are gonna be different colors because they just came in that way. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna put it in our green. Let's see if I get the angle. There we go. We're gonna put it in the green. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start off with those blades of grass. So, there's one blade, just to get it started. There's another one. Now with watercolor's a little bit different than acrylic. Kind of what you get is what you get. Add a little bit of water at a time if you need to. Now you see how it just gives different striations and colors. You can see a little bit of light, a little bit of dark in there. It's up to you how you want your grass, how thick you want it, how light you want it. And I got a little bit of green in there. What I'm going to do next with my small brush still is add a little bit of yellow. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in my yellow, add a little bit of yellow in there, give it a little oomph. Now remember, sound effects work. So I'm just gonna, there we go. Now we got our beautiful blade of grass. If you want more character to it, you can add more yellow to it. You can play around with the shape if you want. It's all up to you, your personal preference. Kind of play around, see how it goes for you. But there's the blade of grass. Now, for this awesome, awesome little butterfly, we're going to do the body. Breathe, breathe. It's okay. We're going to do the body. We're going to get through this. We got this. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use our black. Dip your brush on in there. Now, see how there's still quite a bit of space off from that blade of grass. So, we're going to start right about here. And draw his head. Ta-da! Now, for the body, we just kind of do, it's very, very faint or abstract body. And just think of this as almost like drawing with a pencil. And we do not want it to be perfect. Did you hear me, OCD people? We don't want it to be perfect. And what I do is I kind of draw a circle on where his eye is going to go. And then I gently fill in around it. Kind of shaping the head a little bit more. We do not want even colors. Now what I do is so I smudge it. I smudge it next. So, a little more water, a little more black, and smudge. See, how cool is that? Just smudge away. OCD people, I bet you really love me now. So, the next thing we're going to do is he's got these really, really long antennas. Ta-da! Now, if you look at the legs, kind of see how they kind of go at an angle. Zzz, 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 zzz. They're not curved. They're not one length. They're actually kind of like two spots. They kind of go straight and then in. So what we want to do is we want to do the straight and in. So here's a straight, and then it kind of goes at an angle, almost like an elbow. Bump. Then another one. Bump. And there's another one. That's the back of his body. And remember, we don't want this perfect. No, no, no. No perfect. This is art. So, now we got his beautiful body going on. Dun, dun, dun. If you want to add different tones or layers, you can. Kind of like I'm going to add a little bit there so that way his legs don't seem so far in. So kind of see how I kind of fine-tuned that. Do, do, do. Whoa! Did you see that trick? Sorry about that, guys. All right. There we go. Back at it. Hopefully I didn't scare the crap out of anybody. All right. So, what we're going to do next, we're going to use dun, 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 our little brush still. We're going to wash it off. Now, if you look, I have like red in there. That was like my starter color for me. So we're going to put a little bit of water in our red watercolor. Remember, sound effects work. There's one. There's two. There we go. So see how I kind of have that starter lines on where I want my reds to be? You can do any color you want to be more prominent. If you don't want the red to be more prominent, then you don't have to. It's all personal choice. And what I like to do is I like to get a little smudgy when it's still wet. You can go right in there, smudge the heck out of it. And it helps to blend it in that way. Plus, I like to do hands-on anyways. I like to get my fingers dirty. So, the next step we're going to do is I'm going to implement some purple in there. So I'm going to take my big fuzzy brush now, get some water into that purple. And then what I'm going to do is just add some of that purple in there. Now my purple's really watery, so it's very light colored because it's very watery. But you can add however you want in there. Now see, I'm doing a dabbing effect now. And it's going to get it blotchier. And we want it messy. We like messy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and I want that wing to be a little more upright. There. And guess what I'm going to do? Boop, 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 boop. See how it's kind of blending in now? We're starting to get those colors. And it's kind of starting to take form now, which is exciting. So we got our reds, our purples. Let's go to blue next. So you're going to take your big fuzzy brush, dip it in the water, add a little bit of water to your blue, and we're going to get some beautiful blue out of this. Beautiful, beautiful blues. And again, it's up to you, like on what you want. I like to kind of dab my fingers to give it more of a textured look, so to speak. So See how I like it better that way. It kind of just separates it and makes it more beautiful. In my opinion, I like to do that. So wash your brush again. Do do do. Put it in the green. And I'm gonna put a little bit of green here. There's no right or wrong to this. Again, like most of you that go to my classes know, I want you to do your own thing. That's how it comes out beautiful. So I'm just adding and dabbing away. Again, you do your own thing. Whatever floats your boat, that's what you do. And that's how it's going to come out beautiful. So I'm going to blend in some more blue here. Again, I like to get my hands a little dirty. See how beautiful that's coming out? Exciting! All right, so I'm washing my brush again, and the big fuzzy. And remember, you have any questions about this, just message me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Any tips, techniques, if anything you're struggling with, or even if you have ideas, I am so open to different ideas. Trust me. I love it when people send me things. And that way I can share it with others. So it's coming together. Yeah. So the last thing is there's like splatters on the background, so to speak. This is, I think, the most therapeutic part. So what I do is I get like my blue really extremely watery. Don't mind my dog. She's actually not ferocious. She's the biggest baby in the world, even though she sounds mean in the background. So really, really watery watercolor blue. And what I do is I just flick. If you use the sound effects again, it comes out awesome. So I got some blue flecks in there now. Next, I'm going to do a little bit of red flecks in there. Let's get a little cray. All right, dun dun dun, red flecks. All it is just getting it super watery. And then flecking away. And then you have this beautiful, amazing watercolor card that you can send to somebody. Or actually, you can just cut it and frame it if you want to keep it for yourself. Totally up to you. But I want to thank you very much for joining me in this. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Happy painting!